Hi everyone, this is your daily weather hazard briefing from the National Weather Service office here in Pocatello, Idaho for Friday, December 27th. We've got more snow, rain, and wind headed our way today, tomorrow, even as we get into Sunday. Finally, things will start to taper off as we get into early Monday morning. So this active pattern will continue throughout today and the weekend, and then eventually as we get into next week, things do begin to calm down a little bit more, give us a little bit of a break at least. So our atmospheric river event, that's basically going to continue here. We do still have winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories out for pretty much the entire CWA, at least through this afternoon into the kind of early evening hours for most of us. Snow will kind of start to taper off, but the winds are going to remain elevated behind a cold front working its way through the area today. So are going to see a little bit of a lull in the activity as we kind of get into late this evening / very early tonight, but don't worry, then the next round of precipitation is going to be arriving very early Saturday morning for us then. So expect to see some more winter headlines out for the weekend too. I'll kind of roll these ones into those as we go throughout the day today, so just a heads up on that. I've got the strongest wind gust today as a cold front comes through, and then as another cold front comes through Sunday night into Monday morning. Above normal temperatures basically continue until we get to Monday. Finally on Monday, temperatures drop a little bit more. We'll see that coming up in a few graphics. Here's a look at satellite this morning. Again, plenty of moisture coming in off of the Pacific here, so that is going to be the continued trend here for the next several days. And you can see a lot of that showing up as radar returns this morning. Most of this, at least as of about 5 a.m., just outside of our area, but starting to work its way in. So we'll continue to see this spreading eastward throughout this morning here. And our weather risk outlook grid, again, still pretty messy here for the next couple of days. Expecting fairly impactful weather for us too. You'll see rain, snow, wind. Again, like I've said, pretty much through the weekend into very early Monday morning, still a little bit of morning snow, but things will be starting to taper off. And then kind of by Monday afternoon, Monday evening, we should be much drier. Generally dry on Tuesday. When we get in that northwest flow, we can see a little bit of some light snow, but certainly nothing like what we're going to be seeing over the next several days. So kind of a bit of a break here and there as we get into kind of the middle of next week. So here's a look at our current watches, warnings, advisories, all that fun stuff. Like I said, we pretty much have a product out for everybody through this morning and the afternoon here. You'll notice a wind advisory from Boise for parts of the Magic Valley. Instead of a wind advisory, we kind of roll some of those wind headlines into our winter products, so you'll see those in there. But keep in mind, we are going to see some pretty strong wind gusts down near Burley and Oakley, just kind of that eastern Magic Valley, South Hills, even into the Pocatello area. I'll kind of talk about those here. We'll see some 40-45 mile per hour wind gusts, in some of our kind of more typical windy spots. Certainly not out of the question to see some gusts closer to 50 miles per hour. Those strong wind gusts will start to work their way up the Snake River Plain, but don't quite get to everyone. But even then, it'll still be breezy up near Idaho Falls with wind gusts around 25-ish miles per hour. Swan Valley closer to 30 miles per hour. You'll notice temperatures throughout the day today will warm back to the upper 30s to low 40s. The farther north you go into the higher elevations, of course, it'll be a little bit cooler, some more low to mid 30s. So here's a look at kind of our precipitation for the rest of today. Now, as far as just QPF in general, a lot of us looking at anywhere from basically a tenth to a quarter of an inch, even a half of an inch in some spots. You start to go up into the mountains. You may be closer to 3/4 of an inch in a few spots. As far as what that means for snow totals, a lot of us down here in the valleys, probably about 1 to 2 inches of snow. Again, this is a pretty good push of moisture coming in early this morning. And then we'll kind of see a little bit of a break in that mid to late afternoon time period and into tonight before that next round arrives early tomorrow morning. But start to head up in the elevation. You get to areas like Soda Springs, you're closer to 3 or 4 inches of snow through the rest of the day today. And then you get to Ketchum, Haley, you're talking about 4 to 6 inches of additional snow. And that's kind of the flavor for the rest of the day today. As we get into this weekend, temperatures will actually start to warm a couple degrees. each afternoon. So more of us back into the low 40s for Saturday afternoon. Winds still breezy, but most of us kind of looking around that 25 to 30 mile per hour range for those wind gusts. And then as we get into Sunday, you'll notice, yes, temperatures warm up even more. Many of us into the low and mid 40s, even potentially pushing closer to 50 degrees over near the Burley area. Wind gusts are going to be start picking up as the day goes on Sunday. So right here you'll see wind gusts of 25 to 30 miles per hour, but remember they're going to get stronger Sunday night into Monday morning. And then we'll have a mix of rain and snow falling throughout the day on Sunday. Mostly rain for the lower elevations because, of course, temperatures are relatively warm given where we're at this time of the year. And then lots of high elevation snow. Something to keep in mind, we'll kind of be watching for very high uncertainty, but maybe some elevated river levels through parts of the Sawtooths into the Central Mountains, where we're going to have a good chunk of snow falling today and tomorrow, and then where temperatures are maybe just warm enough to get a little bit of rain mixing in. We may rain on some of the snow to melt some of it. Again, there's a lot of uncertainty with that, but it is something to keep an eye on here as we kind of get into Sunday. So what does that mean as far as QPF and snow totals? Well, we're going to see a lot of moisture. This is, again, through the entire weekend. So this covers from Saturday morning through Saturday into Sunday, all the way through Sunday to very, very early Monday morning when we kind of finally start to taper off. So a lot of us will see, maybe an inch of snow down here in the valleys, but as soon as you start to head up just a little bit in elevation, areas like Driggs, you're talking 4 to 6 inches of snow throughout the weekend. Island Park, 8 to 12 inches of snow. Areas like Stanley, maybe closer to a foot of snow. Galena Summit, of course, more snow. Potentially talking, foot and a half of snow with that. So again, there's a lot of moisture with this. You'll notice QPF totals for this weekend. A lot of us ranging from 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch of liquid. And even not out of the question for some of us to see 3/4 of an inch. As you head up into the mountains, you're talking 3/4 of an inch to an inch of QPF throughout the entire weekend. So that will add up, certainly. Here's a look at those wind gusts. So this says Monday, but you're kind of talking that Sunday night into Monday morning time frame. Again, we'll likely see some wind gusts around 40, 45, once again, potentially pushing 50 miles per hour as that cold front comes through. And then those temperatures certainly much cooler for most of us as we get into Monday afternoon with highs right around 30 to mid 30s. So I know that's a lot of information in a relatively short amount of time. Again, this atmospheric river moisture is going to continue throughout today, tomorrow, Sunday, finally tapering off very early Monday. We've got winter weather products out already. You'll likely see either some of those kind of roll over or adjust a bit as we kind of get into focusing on this weekend system after we kind of get through the first part of today. Again, very strong wind gusts this morning, especially down near Burley, Oakley, even into the Pocatello area. And then we kind of see another round of that Sunday night into Monday as that second cold front comes through. Overall, relatively warm-ish for this time of year temperatures for the next couple days, and then we finally cool down as we get into Monday again behind that cold front. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always find us on social media, find the latest weather information online, give us a phone call, or send us an email. Have a great day.